Okay, what do we got here? We have Seer for draw, and Crossroads potentially, and Mountain Shrine if you activate it. All that sounds a little bit awkward. Oh, there's Crypt Capital. Well, I think we found what the deck is doing. We got Sickness. What triggers Sickness? Tea House. I don't know if we'll get down with the Sickness this game. Patient. Which one's the Patient card? Patient Swamp Hag sounds utterly useless. Like a Patient draw card would be nice to add reliability to the start of your turn. Oh, Mountain Shrine is also an omen. So Mountain Shrine can also trigger Sickness. That seems a little bit more plausible than playing 5 tea houses early on. Fair is plus buy, Capital is plus buy, Vampire is gains. Where is this going? So you could try to draw your deck by having Seers in the deck, keeping most or all of your estates around, adding some Crossroads, and then Seer plus Crossroads could be a bit of draw. There's not too much you're trying to draw two, I don't think. I think really you just want to get Crypt and Capital a bunch. You'll never have to draw your capitals because they just go out of play, go back into, or leave your Crypt, re-enter your Crypt, and they're never in your deck. But Crypt doesn't play super nicely with Seer because Crypt is a 5. I think it's probably better to just get thin and buy Crypt and Capital a bunch rather than try to build the Seer Crossroads deck. You don't need a bunch of draws, so all the convoluted work to make that work just doesn't have enough of a payoff here. I think a Vampire might be fine. Like, I don't need a bunch of thinning. Bounty Hunter can deal with the estates. Crypt can deal with the coppers. But Vampire is still a $5 gainer, so I could see taking a Vampire, potentially. Bounty Hunter, for sure, in the open. Probably with a shop, just to maximize the chance that I find my Bounty Hunter. I could see opening Mountain Shrine as well. Maybe that's better. The trouble with Mountain Shrine is I really want to hit 5 here, just a bunch. I take Mountain Shrine turn 2, I'm going into debt. If I find my Bounty Hunter turn 3, Mountain Shrine is meaning I don't hit 5 there when I could have. The upside is Bounty Hunter is only really good at killing the first copper, and so Mountain Shrine to deal with the additional coppers could make sense. Yuri has a 3/4, takes Mountain Shrine turn 1. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. You could also do Shop Bounty Hunter. So I guess either Mountain Shrine or Shop. I think I prefer Shop. Really just want to hit 5 here. Yeah, like here, for example, Mountain Shrine would have stopped me from hitting 5, so I feel alright with this. I think I'm just going to go with 1 Vampire. I think 2 is often a good number for Vampires. I'm going to leave it at 1. A second Shop. They're not happy if they collide with each other. They're otherwise fine running into other things. Could just be a silver. I'll take a silver. Alright, this is 5 again, which is lovely. So I don't think it's 2 vampires. Does Seer have a good target? Seer has... There's still 2 estates, Bounty Hunter, silver in the deck. Maybe I'll go with 1 Seer and a Crypt. I would think this is the second Crypt, but I haven't played my first one yet. So it could be second Seer, it could be Capital already. I don't like Capital yet. I don't like a second Crypt before I've played the first one. I don't like a Capital when I don't have enough deck control to line up with the Crypt. Maybe I didn't really plan on having much of Seers, but maybe this just is a second Seer, actually. I mean, I could also just be Tea House or something, I suppose. That's fine too. Rather the draw. Don't love that I've seen all of my 2 to 4 cost cards, or not all of them, but a lot of them in this hand. And there won't be too many targets for the Seer. Alas, this bounty hunter cannot make me money. I've exiled both my coppers and my estates already. Let's take another 3-cost card to make my seers happy. Yeah, this seer is not likely to draw me very much. Sad. That shuffle is, I'd say, pretty poor, all things considered. Only getting to set aside 2 is not ideal. I put 2 seers into this shuffle and drew nada. Oh no! Yuri, that fiend, has activated sickness. I'll discard 3. I suppose I'm exiling this because it gets me to 5. Take a second crypt now, and I can go ahead and add the first capital. Yuri has Swamp Hag, which I find baffling and bizarre. No way, there's look at every other 5 in this kingdom looks so much more clickable than Swamp Hag. I don't understand that in the slightest. I think ooh, this is actually a difficult choice. I don't love discarding 3 coppers here because they're going right back into that shuffle. So I think I gotta take the curse. The thing that hurts the most about the curse from sickness is that it goes onto the top of your deck, which is not a good place for it. But I think I gotta do that. That was a lovely draw. I have entirely too much money. I'm under Swamp Hag attacks. I think I'm just going to buy Fair, actually. I don't really need it that much, but it doesn't give me a curse, which is an upside. Actually, maybe that's not true. No, we're fine, we're fine. I was going to say I need a Crypt in my deck to set aside the capital that's down there in the bottom, which unfortunately I did not draw. But this Crypt is coming back out of play. So hopefully I can draw that one. Oh, you fiend. Yuri has put an action card in the trash. So maybe I should buy a Mountain Shrine at some point. Mountain Shrine is now much better than it was a second ago. Alright, let's take a silver. What do I have down there? I've got a crypt down there. I played a bat. It's a vampire. I was hoping it would be a bat actually so the seer could draw it. I was contemplating discarding bounty hunter copper silver just to I'd be putting a 3 and a 4 in my discard, and if I play the seer, draw some cards, the second seer could draw those. But I don't think any of these 4-cost cards is in the 2 to 4 range. So if I play the first seer, it's going to draw me one of those, and the second seer maybe picks up one of these. I think curse is still better. And I am close to 100% to find the crypt because I can reorder my deck and put it on top. Oh no, I've got shops down there. I think this is fine. So I'll draw some of the shops. Hey, yeah, this works. This works just dandy. Exile the other shop, I suppose, for the money. Alright, now I need another crypt to reset aside the capital. And maybe a second capital and a mountain shrine. I don't know what the vampire is gaining. 3 total capitals? Rebuying this. Maybe I do shop mountain shrine, get the shops back. I don't have a lot of good targets for the shops. I just like having more things in the 2 to 4 range since I ended up with 2 seers. I think I'm going to do that. We're going to go shop, mountain shrine. That hurts a bit, I think. If he hadn't already trashed at Crossroads, that would have powered up the mountain shrines. How many do I have set aside on this one? 3. Okay. So maybe I should just set aside 2. I don't like having multiple crypts come out of play at the same time. So it looks like Yuri's going for the Seer Crossroads thing, which was like it looks fine. I think it is a fine deck. I think it is inferior to Crypt Capital, but we will find out. I don't know if I ever explained this, but the synergy with Crypt and Capital is Crypt sets aside your treasures during the night phase before cleanup. Capital gives you 6 money immediately, but it doesn't give you 6 debt for playing it. Technically gives you 6 debt for discarding it from play, which in most cases is inevitable. And even most cards that like move cards around in the cleanup phase, like Herbalist, for example, they say like when you discard this, top deck it. So you still discard it even if Herbalist top decks it, so they don't avoid the debt. But Crypt is a card that sets it aside before cleanup phase, so you never technically discard the capital, so you just get the 6 money upside with no debt to pay off. This is not going to be the best possible turn, but it'll be fine. I'll top deck a curse and I'll trash it again. I actually don't think I'm going to trash it with the Mountain Shrine because I've got a bat in my hand. I'm not sure whether I want to trash the copper with the bat or not. Yeah, I'd rather play the copper. So I have 1, 2, and 3 set aside. Alright, another crypt is in order, naturally. And what else? A crossroads. Village would be helpful for, like with the Mountain Shrine, for example. Maybe just a province. I've got a bounty hunter in hand, so really province doesn't sound so bad. I'm going to do that. I don't know why I said bounty hunter in hand. It was entirely relevant to the bounty hunter was in my hand. I have a bounty hunter somewhere in my deck, which is what mattered. So like obviously the main reason I have to take early provinces is because it's slowing down your deck. When usually continuing to build is almost always a better payoff. But the first province that I add is just like 3 money basically. It doesn't hurt me too much to add it. Capital. And I think I still prefer curse on the deck. That was a good draw. Shop, Crossroads, Bounty Hunter, Shop, Mountain Shrine, Trash Curse. Looks like things are going swimmingly. I might be eating a bunch of curses here, though, off of the Swamp Hag. Where are these at? 1 and 2. So I don't need to buy another crypt because I got one coming out of play. I am about to have a bunch of curses on my deck, so I probably want to add additional reliability. What does that look like? I'm thinking maybe like 2 provinces and a crossroads. Gain a seer for extra draw. And then my bat can eat 2 of the curses, and the Mountain Shrine can kill 1. At a 4th buy, I would pick up another Mountain Shrine probably. Let's do this. Well, I think maybe I don't take the second crossroads. I wouldn't mind taking a curse for a crossroads because I can deal with the curse. And the crossroads is helpful. But leaving 1 curse in the pile means Yuri has to eat it. If I empty the last curse, you can always choose the gain a curse option, even if you can't gain a curse, and then it'll just fizzle. So once the curses are empty, Yuri just doesn't get affected by sickness. And so I'd rather make him take the last curse, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just really want to avoid dudding, so I'm going to take another seer. Why the hell do you have a Swamp Hag? I mean, it finally hit me a little bit. I had to take 2 curses there, but can't say that that seemed worth it. Oh, Yuri finally joined the party. I didn't notice, but he took a capital on a crypt. Looks like I got cold feet, and it chose to jump ship my Seer Crossroads deck. We're playing crypt capital now after all. That's called peer pressure. I once again feel in a very winning position. Our decks are of similar quality, but I've already got 3 provinces to show for it. Actually, I'm not even sure that's true. My deck might just be straight up better. I've got 4 crypts to 1 and 3 capitals to 1. Sickness does nothing. Oh, the button even says fail to gain a curse now. Let's take 2 capitals. Well, If I take 2 capitals now, I get the money immediately. I can set both aside, but I can only take 1 off of this crypt. Maybe I take the silver now, leave that capital for the next turn. I'd rather have a silver in my deck because it can be drawn by the seers. I think this makes sense. I'm going to get 2 capital. That second capital can get played 1 time over the next few turns either way. I'm not totally sure about that, but it makes sense in my head. Alright, let's go ahead and exile another province. I've got 1 and 3 set aside, looks like. So I'll trash a copper and set aside 2. I think probably just province duchy. Duchy can be exiled for 3 money. Wouldn't mind a second crossroads at some point. This hand, for example, is making me think a second crossroads would be pretty nice. Oh no, Yuri! Oh no! He played both capitals and didn't find a crypt. That's tragic. If you play the capitals and don't play the crypt, you have to eat the debt. And that's no good. Let's see that capital now. Second capital. Uh-oh. This is not an ideal draw. Here we have an example of shot being an annoying card. Sure wish I had more of them crossroads. Oh well. This should seal the deal. Yep. I was about to have like a 40-point lead.